Welcome, everyone, back to the Fantasy Football Profit Podcast. I'm Craig Phillips, joined as always by Jeff Torrey. And today we got something a little different for you. I actually don't even know how to describe it. So, Jeff, what are we doing today?
I thought it would be fun. I think a very important thing is to not get stuck on the big names. You have to look into the data, the stats, right? Mm-hmm. So I picked out 4 names, one from each position, and all of these individuals are ranked right now in the top 10 of their fantasy position. This is standard, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to tell you what position is, give you their stats, and then see if you can guess who they are. So I've already narrowed it down. Craig is pretty good. He should know. Kind of the general, right? You're probably picking from 15 names, but they're all in the top 10.
I'm probably going to look like an idiot.
We'll find out.
But it'd be more interesting if I don't get it right. But it's more interesting for the names. And we're halfway through a fantasy season. We're 7 weeks in of a 14-week fantasy season. At some point, some of this stuff is real. We got to stop thinking about like our old mentality of like what we thought preseason and players we thought. Like you just got to think differently. It's hard to sometimes and get like past that. Like a player that you thought had a lot of value, like maybe doesn't anymore. And it's hard to, think that maybe, I don't know the names, but these big names you drafted, like Najee Harris, you thought it was a player, which if you listen to us, he wasn't. He's not. Right. I'd rather have like Darrell Henderson at this point. Like
right. And the name is not only one, but you start getting thinking about it differently or wrongly because, if they're on a good team, you amp them up a little bit. If they're this, if they're that. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to start with quarterback position.
All right.
He is ranked in the top 10.
I'm not going to look at anything here.
And so to start off, he currently has 1,499 yards thrown, 13 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. And I'll even give you the completion attempts just to maybe help you out. 142 completions out of 214 attempts, and he only has 173 yards rushing. No touchdowns.
This might be harder than I thought, especially at quarterback. Who the heck would this be? I'm thinking of names right now in my head. Man, I'm not going to get this quarterback. I'm not going to get any of these. I'm going through. I'm trying to think here.
He's in the top 10.
Jordan Love.
No. Jordan Love is currently out of the top 10.
Is he? Okay.
But I like where your head's at. He is currently, I'll give you the exact, he is ranked 10th at QB right now.
Brock Purdy.
No, but he is in the top 10 actually, and he's another name that I thought about putting up here because he's the surprise guy in the top 10 currently.
Sam Howell. Damn. No. Man, I'm not going to get this.
That's all right. He is on a bad team, and he has been in the NFL for...
Josh Dobbs.
No. yeah. Now we're just guessing. For, what is this, his 12th season?
Jeez, 12th season. What the heck am I missing here? Man, knew I was going to be bad at this.
It is tough. Don't get me wrong.
12th season. Yeah. Jeez.
And so I will tell you, he's played all 7 games. I will tell you the standard scoring for each one, and maybe this will help you out
Russell
as well.
Wilson.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Yep. Russell Wilson, even though he has underperformed, he was really bad last year. He is on a team that no one really likes at all that much, but he has been putting up just good enough numbers to be a top 10.
Man. You feel like you would have absolutely no desire to have Russell Wilson on your team. But especially, with bye weeks and streaming quarterbacks, I guess you could do way worse than that.
Yeah.
Man, who are some of the players that are behind him, actually, when you actually look at the numbers?
Sam Howell is number 11 behind him, then Jordan Love. So you were very close on those. And then Justin Fields, but he did miss.
And he missed a game, right?
Yep. So
game
he missed,
and a half.
Yeah. So that one is why he got hurt. But he also started off relatively slow, 15.5, 16.5, 11.5, and then he started getting his, game back.
Yeah.
After that, Trevor Lawrence, Matthew Stafford, and then we get Dobbs,
Ritter, he's ahead
CJ
of Trevor
Stroud.
Lawrence. You think like someone like that is Trevor Lawrence was one of the guys you wanted to draft in the top 10.
Yeah, without doubt. And Brock Purdy is number 9. It shows how ugly it is. And if I'm just listing them off, the tried and true are pretty, Josh Allen number 1, Jalen Hurts number 2, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar number 4, and then you have Tua, which you can kind of get, right? He has big games, he has low. And then we start talking about the guys that no one wants, and we kind of amped up. Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff at 7, and the only other guy we haven't mentioned is Justin Herbert.
We talked about going after Kirk Cousins a couple weeks ago in one of those like desperation move episode as like a guy that maybe is way better than you think, and then he lost Jefferson, but he still did it. He still did it this past game, and they beat the Niners.
Addison and Hawkinson.
So, I mean, Kirk Cousins is always better in fantasy than I think. He will disappoint though at the times you don't want him, which is But anybody can do that. Josh Allen's been living off second halves lately in garbage time. He had like 2 points at halftime, and then he went nuts in the second half. He's done that twice now.
It's always about I tell you, the last 5 minutes, last 5 minutes of a game.
Yeah. I
feel like that is where if you have a good quarterback, all of a sudden they get like 2 more touchdowns.
Yeah, he's done it twice. But I mean, at least with the quarterbacks, if you spent for those top 3, they're there.
Yeah.
They're in the top 3. So they definitely helped you, but you could have got away with really waiting though, it looks like, and getting somebody at the end.
Oh,
too.
yeah. Yep.
So I think both strategies seem to work though.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you pay for a QB, you definitely get what you pay for the most part.
Yeah.
Those top 5 kind of worked out.
It took me like 6 guesses. But all right,
so I'll give you a little more information right off the bat. So we're going to go for the running back position now. He is currently ranked number 9. And I will give you his stats, and then I will go to what he got per game. So his stats, and this will start making you think about it a little differently too, which is kind of funny when I went to it.
Probably won't get this one. Running back is all messed up.
He has 85 attempts so far, 325 yards with 4 rushing touchdowns. He only has 11 receptions for 113 yards, but he has turned that into 2 touchdowns. And with that, he is the number 9 running back. And I will give you a heads up with what he has scored per game. Might help you out. Week 1, 12.5. Week 2, 26.9 points. 3-7. Week 4, 11.1. Then 4.3, 11.6, 8.3. So one big game, but relatively just solid.
This one's not coming to me.
It is the second year for this player.
Is it now? His second year. Jeez. This is way harder when you're on the spot.
Oh, it's way harder.
I feel like I could
when you can't see any of it.
I feel like I could figure this out like normally. Jeez. Now I'm like, I don't even know who's a second year running back anymore. It's like, who are the Breece Hall?
No.
No, he's a second year running back.
That might be the only thing that
it's not Javon. No, he's a third year. Man.
What else would help on this one?
No, the second year thing. That I should be able to figure it out from that.
There's actually not that many.
No. This shouldn't be this difficult.
It's because I will tell you he is on a team that is just a middling team, not that great.
All right, I'll figure this out. I'm gonna figure this thing out. All right, this might be some dead space for a minute as I try to figure out who this could possibly be. Wow, usually a second year running back is something I should be like, oh yeah, absolutely. So because you think of Breece Hall's second year running back, it's not him. Yeah. It's not Pacheco. He's a second year running back, but you said middling team, right. So it's not Pacheco. It's not there. It's not there. It's not Ken Walker.
Ooh, no, but he is another one that I thought you would guess. He is actually currently 7th. Very similar.
Which is quietly 7th, I feel like, too.
Yeah, very.
In a way. Man, I was so confident it was Ken Walker.
Ken Walker was 7. Pacheco was 8. And then
really?
This individual.
Man, I was so confident in Ken Walker.
And I'll give you 10 as DeAndre Swift.
Right? Man, I was honestly really confident in that Walker pick, which is now throwing me off because I was so sure. Tyler Algier.
No.
Man.
But I like where your head is at on that one. That's actually interesting. He's not anywhere near the top 10.
So why can't I think of another second-year running back? Like, what the heck?
It's just not going to come to your mind. But he is...
AFC or NFC?
I was going to say, for this one, it's going to be NFC, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, NFC.
Jeez.
NFC East.
Oh, okay. Now I'll get it. Brian Robinson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, it kind of shows you, I have him on a team. It's not someone that you're kind of like, oh, I can start every single game.
Yeah, you're not. Okay, Brian Robinson's perfect for this. Like,
yeah.
He is just...
forgotten about.
he's forgotten about even with those games. And there wasn't many bad ones, right? Well, you said there was like a 3, but everything else was like, this is standard scoring.
Yeah,
right?
standard.
So He had like a 7, right? Was that his second lowest? Is that what you said? Or a couple? But
I think he had one game that was 3.
for standard scoring, that's fine. He's not hurting you any weeks.
Yeah, 4.3 was his lowest, and then his next lowest is 7.
Okay, yeah, he's not hurting you. That's perfect for this. Like, he's way ahead of other guys that you're probably still just holding on to, and just aren't performing. Like Najee Harris, perfect. I keep brought him up a few times. Where's Najee?
Holy crap! Najee Harris is 32nd.
Yeah,
he did have a bye game, but there's running back a lot of guys missed.
Okay, where's like a Ramondre Stevenson? I'm not as down on him.
He's actually 21st.
Okay, but see, even that though, like Brian Robinson, like,
but yeah, look at this. Oh, he's 21st, and this is the difference in game, right? So you were talking about how though he only had one game where he kind of like really hurt you for Ramondre, and he's 21. 8.9, you're fine. 12, 6.2, 4, 2.4, 13, 8.5, right?
So the last 2 weeks, Ramondre is interesting because I feel like maybe they beat the Bills. Maybe they're not a hopeless cause. So
yeah, who knows?
But Brian Robinson, like, no one talks about him. But it's actually crazy. I'm shocked Pacheco was up there, to be honest with you.
I'm shocked. I mean, okay, let me read
that
this one.
One really surprised me. I know ETN's up there.
There's no way you're going to guess all of these.
McCaffrey's 1.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
That's the only one that
ETN's like 4.
3.
Okay, 3. He's up there. Is Kyron Williams still in the top 10?
4.
Okay, yep. Is A-Chain still in the top 10? Probably.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, number 6.
That's crazy too. And how many games has he actually played?
He's missed 3 already.
That's
he had a 47.3 point game.
So he's still
really
Raheem Mostert's probably 2.
Yep.
So that I got what? I got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, Kyron Williams
6.
is 4. You got 6 with A-Chain, and I gave you Walker, Pacheco, and then Robinson and Swift were.
So there's one other in
one
there.
Other one, and this one is shocking to me too. This was because of an injury, so he got to step in.
Not sure.
Zach Moss.
God, I wouldn't come up with it.
Even though
man.
Zach Moss is 5th.
Man,
where we thought no one really thought he was anything.
You know
but
what? So far, I'm like, okay. my thing I've seen so far is, other than McCaffrey, what big name running backs actually done anything for you that you drafted?
No, I mean Derrick Henry is 12. He's been fine.
He's okay.
Bijan is 14th. He had
the nothing game.
Yeah, nothing game that kind of knocked him down.
Man, it's starting to be like, but
Tony Pollard's 17th. He had the bye, but
Tony Pollard's been actually quite a disappointment.
Yeah, he had the first 3 weeks were solid.
Yep.
And then after that,
so far though, the whole quarterback thing we liked, they've been the most consistent. They're top 3. The 3 top quarterbacks are the top 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And you could probably bank on them the most. So maybe our buying quarterbacks thing is.
And we did talk about going 0 running back, and it is holding true. Christian McCaffrey.
If you had hit the right ones, other than McCaffrey, yeah.
Very, very good. But once again, we worry about injuries and all that. ETN has really come around, and no one's going to guess the rest of them. You know what I mean? Right? That's fine. So, anyway, we will move on to
let's see.
Wide receiver. And this one might be a little easier. I'll give you his stats, and then I'll keep going.
You draw a blank when you're stuck here.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine if I was like on Jeopardy or something. I feel like I can answer the questions on TV, but I feel like when this happens, like, man, don't know.
So far, through 7 weeks, he's had 51 targets. He has caught 40 balls. He has 636 yards receiving with 5 touchdowns. He is in the top 10, and he is actually currently the number 4 wide receiver.
40 catches.
His games, and this will help too, actually. His first game was 2.5. 10.4, 10.1, 19.1,
DJ
41, yes.
Got it.
Yeah,
there we go.
He started off slow.
There we go. I got one.
That was a good one. Yeah.
I remember him having a terrible start.
Number 4. And maybe that's not as shocking because we were thinking that moving to another team, we always said if he got more touchdowns, like he was always stuck at 4. He finally got 7 last year, but he has 5 already.
If you had even got to the 40-point game, I would have easily got. I didn't even let you get to that point. So no one that would have gave it away probably. But
and honestly, because of that 41-point game, that is really what's buoying him and keeping him up there. I mean, 3-4 games really solid, and then the last 2, 5.1, 5.4. So,
and he's, again, those are, when you look at these names we've talked about, you could have Kirk Cousins and Brian Robinson and DJ Moore, and man.
Can you, what other ones out of the top 10 can you,
Tyreek's probably 1.
He is number 1.
Justin Jefferson might still be in the top 10.
He's number 10.
Jordan Addison maybe after his last game.
Number 8.
let's see here. Okay, I know Jamar Chase.
I was going to say a lot. Yeah, number 9. I was going to say a lot of the ordinary, normal names.
Puka.
Puka's number 6, yep.
This has to be wrong, but why George Pickens? Is he right below?
No, but he is, where is he?
I feel like
he's
he
17.
was, okay, so I knew he was in the top 20.
He's coming around, yeah.
I saw him in the top 20, maybe. Let's see. Who are some big... Devontae Adams? I don't feel like he's doing that well.
No, he's number 13.
Okay, he's but you're not getting the production that you wanted from him.
No.
Amon-Ra?
He's number 12.
He missed a game.
Yeah,
he missed a game. So that would be why.
Think guys that were ranked top 5 anyway. We're missing a couple of them.
Who was ranked top 5? I don't even know this game.
To begin. Who's a guaranteed guy?
Wow, this is funny because this is where it just completely starts going a blank. Because I know there was Tyreek and there was Justin Jefferson and there was Jamar Chase and Devontae was up there and somebody else was up there for a team
with your quarterback.
What quarter? Oh, Stephon Diggs. Yep, of course.
And then the other guy that I know you didn't like him, but
ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, you didn't like him, but he is up here.
AJ Brown.
Yeah, AJ Brown's number 3.
Okay,
which is actually shocking.
Mm-hmm.
He's turned it on.
He's had like some ridiculous stretch of 125-yard games in a row now.
Yeah, I mean he's been putting up yardage. He just finally started pairing it a little bit with.
I was hoping he put up a nothing last week. I was like, me and you were playing, and I'm like, man, if AJ Brown just throws up nothing, maybe Ayuk can go and like dominate. And no, it didn't happen.
And I'm really starting to pull out all the stops or whatever.
Man, but no,
and there's one last guy, and we talked about him before, but Adam Thielen, number 7,
yeah, and that's even after a bye week.
And that
he's still there.
Shows you how good he is.
So Puka's not going away.
No.
So there was a stat I saw earlier today. Since Cooper Kupp came back, Puka's target share has gone up. It was 32% target share without Cooper Kupp. It's 36% target share with Cooper Kupp. He's getting a higher percentage of the targets out there.
Yeah, it's wild.
And he was the guy last week. Cooper Kupp was not say non-existent, but he was second fiddle to Puka. Puka made some catches too.
Yep.
Like it's not early on in the year. People are like, he sits there and they give him the ball and nothing happens. But no, he can make some catches.
And that was a big question. When Cooper comes, and we've put this out there. Yeah. When Cooper Kupp came back, what was that going to do to his production? Because Cooper Kupp is a monster and he's going to get a ton of targets thrown to him. They have 2 guys that they will pepper now. And yeah, I mean, he is the real deal.
So think of this, we'll get tight end, but looking at this so far, man, that 0 running back thing.
Because, even though
Puka's there, but I mean, it's a lot of guys that...
A lot of the names I mean, Keenan Allen was the other one I didn't mention.
Okay,
number 5.
Yeah, but it's pretty consistent. Yes, Justin Jefferson got hurt, and that can happen, but there's way higher percentage of the top guys up there at wide receiver than there was running back.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think I'm trying to think, the guy that maybe is right now underproducing the most, I mean, Debo at 30 or CeeDee Lamb at 24, but one game will bring them all the way back up. Right. So, I mean, yeah, that would have worked for sure. And if you went back and you got lucky with some of these older players that have been around and kind of got downgraded like Keenan Allen or Thielen, then you were looking really good.
Yeah, so, all right, tight end. This one, I feel like there's no way.
I picked out...
Except Travis Kelce's dominating.
Yeah.
That's why I said, if you trade and get a haul for him.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't mind it, but it will show you kind of. I picked this one because it will show you kind of what a wasteland tight end is.
So I'm gonna guess Kelsey's 1.
He is number 1.
I'm just gonna throw in a couple names. You wouldn't put this one as the guy. Is Mark Andrews 2?
Mark Andrews is number 2.
Okay, so that's all. And then 3 is probably Sam Laporta.
It is.
But all right, that's it. That's all That's all off the top of my head. I wouldn't know.
I was gonna say. I bet you could go top 5. I bet you could get 4 and 5.
I feel like Goddard is in the top 5.
Number 6.
Oh, he's 6. Okay.
And then the 2 big names that you would have put up there.
Kittle?
Yep.
And it's just because of that
number 5.
that one big touchdown game.
And then
Waller?
No, he's actually he's number 7. You're actually getting a ton of them.
So that's actually I'm just missing one.
The one you're missing is the guy that you don't like, but it's because Lions traded him.
Oh, yeah, Hawkinson, of course. Yeah.
So
tight end's pretty consistent. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go to this one is going to be the number 8 tight end.
Man.
And let me show you how bad this is because I love
where it falls off.
I love reading off the stats, and he's a top 10 fantasy tight end. He has 25 receptions for 240 yards and 3 touchdowns. No rushing.
Who the heck is this?
And at that point, it literally could be anyone.
I mean,
but it is in, and take a guess, and then I'll tell you what. I'll start whittling.
I hate this position.
He's in the NFC. I'll give you that, and then I'll give you the division, and then you'll know it.
Cole Kmet.
Yes, it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, good guess. Yeah.
Didn't he have those touchdowns in like one game, basically?
Basically.
I mean,
yeah. Well, let me see. Actually, for Cole Kmet,
he at least had 2 in a game, I think.
He's buoyed by one good game. 4.4, 3.8, 2.2, 20.6,
yeah,
10.2, and then 0.9 and 0.
So he has had 2 games that he's been useful for you, and he's the number 8 tight end.
Number 8.
That's it.
I mean, even if I went up to, I'm trying to.
Wow.
I mean, even if you go to George Kittle, he has literally been.
It was one game.
Yeah. I mean, that's the crazy part. He's number 5, and these are his numbers 1.9, 3, 9. You're like, okay, cool. 0.9, 24.7, the big one, and then 0.1 and 8.
Yeah, wow.
So really, he had one great game, and he was useful in 2, and then everything else is.
Well, that is why people like to pay for Kelsey. But I get it, but I still think you could have got a lot for him. But Laporta's been fine. He had a couple of big games, but he's more steady. He gets you your 5 points in standard.
Yeah, he has been pretty steady, and if you're getting 5 points from a tight end, you're actually okay, and that's so sad.
At this point, if you don't have one of those guys at the top at tight end, I think you go get like a Dalton Kincaid, who now finally Dawson Knox is now hurt, so it is just Kincaid. Those are the kind of guys you go. Hopefully, hey, we'll see what happens, because I mean it's ugly. If you don't, so shoot. Next year, do we have to go get quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end, and try to figure out the running back position? Because even right now, you could go get Darrell Henderson or Royce Freeman or whatever off the waivers.
Yeah.
Like you could, there's Devin Singletary's like a name on the waivers right now for some reason. I don't know why, but you could get those guys. You go get Pierce Strong, who might be the backup for the Browns. Like, man, it's rough. Running back.
So it is funny, and if you're more active on the waiver wire, you can really make up for it.
Or you make mistakes too. Like I always kick myself. I do too much. Where like I had Josh Downs and now I don't. And, I like Josh Downs, right? And I had him on my team, and now I don't have him on my team because I do too much moving.
Yeah, we'll see though. This might have been the big game. He got a couple touchdowns, so I like Josh Downs a lot. I like what he's doing. I knew that he would be, especially in a PPR, he would be useful because he can get a lot of balls.
Yep.
If he continues to be able to get in the end zone, though, oh man, that'd be great.
That's good. All right, nice. That's fun. That. Something different. But no, it's fun. We'll do it at the end of the year too. See if I can get it. Yeah,
it might be easier.
Hey, at least I got wide receiver on first guess. There we go. Feel good. Yeah. But all right, that'll do it for today. Talk to you guys next time.